Felix. My name is Haley, and I have been asked by your niece and nephew, Claire and John, to come to see you today to assess how you are doing living at home. Now that I have had a chance to look around your home, would it be okay if I asked you some questions?
Oh, yes, that'd be fine.
Okay, Felix, why don't we start with your daily routine? What do you do during the day?
Oh, I smoke a lot. I don't get out very much anymore since my wife died. She was really the more social butterfly. Now I stay at home a lot. I try and do as much as I can with Storm, but I can't get out with him as much anymore either. I spend most of my day in my pajamas, and I sit in this chair here. It's the most comfortable place for me. I don't sleep very well, so I end up sleeping a lot through the day. Um, I wake up a lot through the night when I have to go to the bathroom, and I usually can't get back to sleep right away. Sometimes I stay up and watch TV, and I'll fall asleep here and there and just kind of doze on and off.
Felix, I see you have some food here in front of you. Can you tell me what you eat in a typical day?
Uh, Anything that's really easy to grab, really. I really like those Boost and Onshore drinks. Claire tries to get me some of those every couple weeks. I also try and eat just, really, really easy things to make, like macaroni and cheese sometimes. I'm a little afraid of the hot plate, though, so I try not to use it too often. Cereal, granola bars, stuff like that.
Do you have any access to fresh fruits and vegetables?
Occasionally. Sometimes John or Claire bring over some salads or vegetables every few weeks. When my wife was with me, she did all the cooking. I never really learned how, and now that she's gone, I don't eat it very well, at least not like I used to.
Felix, do you use any food delivery services? For example, grocery stores who bring groceries to you or Meals on Wheels?
No, I really can't afford things like that. I lost a lot of money recently. Somebody called and said that John and Claire were in trouble and needed money, so I sent it right away, and it was just a scam. I also had to get the roof redone, and I paid for it, and the company just up and disappeared. I'm not very good with that kind of thing, and my wife, she managed most of the money.
I'm sorry to hear that, Felix. It must be a hard transition for you, learning to cope on your own. Those scams, they target people, unfortunately, and it's not a nice thing that they do. I'm glad you have Storm here, though. Dogs are great companions. How long have you had Storm, Felix?
Oh, about 10 years. He really is good company for me.
He's lovely. How often do you get Storm outside for a walk or to go pee?
Not very often. Sometimes I have a hard time getting him outside of the house when he has to pee, and I can't get him back in. So I usually just I let him pee in the puppy pads. I'm not able to change him very often. I hope it doesn't smell in here. I can't smell well these days, and sometimes I just don't notice.
Don't worry, Felix. That can happen sometimes. Do you ever have any difficulty getting to the bathroom?
Yeah, I do.
Can you describe what happens when you feel the need to void?
Sometimes it is hard to get out of the chair and go to the bathroom in time. I have a little urinal over there by my chair, so sometimes I use that if I don't think I'll make it. The bathroom seems so far away some days. I often feel the need to go quickly, but there always seems to be something in the way when I need to go. It's hard to get there on time. It's awfully embarrassing.
That's okay, Felix. It happens a lot to older adults. We can try to work on some strategies that might help you. Felix, John mentioned that you were found by the police a few weeks ago in a parking lot early in the morning. Can you tell me what happened?
Oh, that. I hope John didn't make a big deal of it. I just got a little confused about what time it was. I'd fallen asleep in my chair, and when I woke up, I thought it was the evening time. So I went for a walk to get some groceries from the store down the street. When the store was closed, I just couldn't figure out why. So I just sat down and I waited for it to open again.
That must have been very confusing for you, Felix. Do you ever feel confused when you are at home?
Sometimes. I forget what time of day it is, but I'm usually okay. When I feel confused, I usually just try and call Claire and ask her what day it is.
How often do you think you call Claire to ask her something?
Oh, I really try not to bother her. Maybe once or twice a day.
Felix, I see you have quite a few pills here. Do you ever get confused about which meds to take and when?
Oh yeah, I've got a lot of medications I have to take, and it really does get confusing for me. Claire helps me arrange them when she comes to visit.
Felix, do you know which pills are which?
Um, s- Sometimes I try and keep them in the bottles that they come in, but they're hard to get open. So sometimes I'll move them into that Tylenol bottle because it's a lot easier to open up.
Do you know which medications you're supposed to take in the morning and which ones you're supposed to take in the evening?
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to take them at twice, 2 times during the day. I usually just take them all in the morning.
Felix, I notice you have quite a bit of personal items and furniture around your chair here. Do you ever have difficulty getting up and moving around? Have you ever tripped or fallen down at home?
Yeah, that's happened once or twice before. I was in the hospital once because I fell at home. I was lucky I didn't fracture my hip. I wear these slippers so I don't fall. Sometimes I trip on the rugs on the way to the bathroom. That's why I use the urinal. It just makes it so hard to get there.
Felix, you mentioned earlier that you spend a lot of time in your reclining chair and that you don't get up and move around very much. Do you ever have problems with your skin? Do you have any sores you want me to take a look at?
No, that doesn't seem to be a big problem for me. My wife always encouraged me to moisturize my hands and legs, so I try to keep up with that when I can with that Vino cream.
Okay, that's great news, Felix. So, Felix, now that I have done your home assessment and you and I have had a chance to talk, I'm going to write up a report and make some recommendations. Before I do that, however, I wanted to talk to you about getting you some help at home. I think you could really benefit from having someone come in to help you with your cleaning and meds, possibly some personal care, maybe even someone to walk Storm. Would that be something you'd be open to?
I really think that'd be great. I've been struggling a lot since my wife left. I could really use some help. I want to be able to stay home for as long as possible. Thank you very much for looking into that. That'd be a good help for me.